Consecration of Aaron and his sons. This is what you will do to them to consecrate them, so that they may be my priests. Take a bullock from the herd, and 2 rams without blemish. And unleavened bread, and unleavened cakes kneaded with oil, and unleavened wafers anointed with oil, you will make them of fine wheat flour. And you shall put them in a basket, and offer them in the basket, with the bullock and the 2 rams. And you shall bring Aaron and his sons to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and you shall wash them with water. And you shall take the garments, and put on Aaron the tunic, the mantle of the ephod, and the breastplate, and you shall gird him with the sash of the ephod. And you will put the mitre on his head, and on the mitre you will put the holy diadem. Then you shall take the anointing oil, and pour it on his head, and anoint him. And you will bring his sons near, and you will put on their robes. You will gird the girdle on Aaron and his sons, and you will tie their tiaras, and they will have the priesthood by perpetual right. Thus you will consecrate Aaron and his sons. Then you will bring the calf before the tabernacle of the congregation, and Aaron and his sons will lay their hands on the head of the calf. And you shall kill the calf before the Lord, at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And you shall take some of the blood of the calf and put it on the horns of the altar with your finger, and you shall pour out all the rest of the blood at the foot of the altar. You shall also take all the fat that covers the intestines, the fat on the liver, the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and burn it on the altar. But the flesh of the calf, and its skin, and its dung, you shall burn with fire outside the camp. It is an offering for sin. You shall also take one of the rams, and Aaron and his sons shall lay their hands on the head of the ram. And you shall kill the ram, and sprinkle its blood on the altar all around. You will cut the ram into pieces, and you will wash its intestines and its legs, and put them on its pieces and on its head. And you shall burn the whole ram on the altar. It is a burnt offering of a sweet aroma to the Lord. It is a burnt offering to the Lord. Then you will take the other ram, and Aaron and his sons will lay their hands on the head of the ram. And you shall kill the ram, and take some of its blood, and put it on the lobe of Aaron's right ear, on the lobe of the ear of his sons, on the thumb of their right hands, and on the thumb of their right hand. From their right feet, and you shall sprinkle the blood on the altar all around. And with the blood that will be on the altar, and the anointing oil, you will sprinkle on Aaron, on his clothing, on his sons, and on their clothing, and he will be sanctified, and his garments, and his children, and his children's garments with him. Then you shall take of the ram the fat, and the tail, and the fat that covers the intestines, and the fat of the liver, and the 2 kidneys, and the fat that is on them, and the right shoulder, because it is a ram of consecration. Also a large cake of bread, and a cake of oil bread, and a wafer from the basket of unleavened bread presented to the Lord. And you will put everything in the hands of Aaron, and in the hands of his sons, and you shall wave it as a wave offering before the Lord. Then you will take it from their hands and burn it on the altar, on the burnt offering, for a sweet aroma before the Lord. It is an offering by fire to Jehovah. And you shall take the breast of the ram of consecration, which is Aaron's, and wave it for a wave offering before the Lord, and it will be your portion. And you shall set aside the breast of the wave offering, and the shoulder of the heave offering, that which was waved and that which was heaved from the ram of the consecration of Aaron and his sons. And it shall be for Aaron and for his sons as a perpetual statute for the children of Israel, for it is a high offering, and it shall be a heave offering of the children of Israel, of their peace offerings, a portion of them raised as an offering to the Lord. And the holy garments, which are Aaron's, shall be his sons after him, to be anointed in them, and to be consecrated in them. The one of his sons who takes his place as priest will wear them for 7 days, when he comes to the tabernacle of the congregation to serve in the sanctuary. And you shall take the ram of consecration, and you shall cook its flesh in a holy place. And Aaron and his sons will eat the flesh of the ram, and the bread that will be in the basket at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And they will eat those things with which atonement was made, to fill their hands to consecrate them, but the stranger will not eat them, because they are holy. And if any of the meat of the consecrations and the bread remains until morning, you shall burn with the fire what is left over. It will not be eaten, because it is a holy thing. Thus you shall do to Aaron and his sons, according to all that I have commanded you, For 7 days you will consecrate them. Every day you shall offer the calf of sin offering for atonement, and you shall purify the altar when you make atonement for it, and you shall anoint it to sanctify it. The daily offerings. For 7 days you shall make atonement for the altar, and sanctify it, and it shall be a most holy altar. Whatever touches the altar shall be sanctified. This is what you shall offer on the altar, 2 one-year-old lambs each day, continually. You will offer one of the lambs in the morning, and you will offer the other lamb in the evening. Furthermore, with each lamb 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour mixed with 1/4 of a hin of crushed olive oil, and for the libation, the 4th part of a hin of wine. And you shall offer the other lamb at evening, making according to the morning offering, and according to its drink offering, for a sweet aroma, offering made by fire to Jehovah. This shall be the continual burnt offering throughout your generations, at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, before the Lord, where I will meet with you, to speak to you there. There I will meet the children of Israel, and the place will be sanctified with my glory. And I will sanctify the tabernacle of the congregation and the altar. I will also sanctify Aaron and his sons, so that they may be my priests. And I will dwell among the children of Israel, and I will be their God. And they will know that I am the Lord their God, who brought them out of the land of Egypt to live among them. I am Jehovah your God.